Steve Smith speaking. You're making a technical review. It's your game. You want to take ownership for your game. 3 parts of the tape. The first part is looking at your essential strokes in regular speed. The second is a narrated slow motion analysis. The third is a classroom review. We recommend you watch the tape 3 times at a minimum. First time straight through. Second time, stop and start your DVD and take notes. Third time, write down in logical sequential order the adjustments you need to make. There's not a right or wrong way to play tennis. There's efficient and inefficient. Efficiency is the economy of motion, least amount of moving parts, least amount of muscle recruitment. Number 1 reason to change strokes, prevention of injury. Number 2, get better, have more fun, keep more balls in play. The tennis court creates optical problems. When we stand on a tennis court, it appears to be gigantic. It's 3 feet short of being 3 times longer than it is wide. From the baseline, it's less than 20 degrees wide. If the net wasn't transparent, you have to be over 6'3" to see any of the tennis court on the other side. We have a tendency to be target oriented instead of contact oriented. Backhand volley, grip, swing body. The grip determines the angle of the racket face. The angle of the racket face determines the angle of the racket path. The athlete is a biocomputer. What you need to do is deprogram and reprogram. Granted that unlearning is more difficult than learning, but it's going to be the will that will get you skill. We're going to show you the flaw, the cause, and the cure. You need to write it down. You need to get up in the morning, when you brush your teeth, you need to shadow swing in front of the mirror for a few minutes with deep intent, purposeful practice. Turn on the brain. You need to be engaged. With that, the term muscle memory, the muscles don't store memory. The brain stores memory. So the 2 words together, brain memory. You have the opportunity to be a great tennis player. Don't let anyone tell you that you can be a great tennis player without having great ball striking skills. Now you do things well, but where you are with your competitive goals, where you put on your goal sheet, there is no positive, there is no negative, it just is. The mother of skill is repetition. You're going to need repetition and reinforcement. But you want to take ownership, you want to take responsibility. And when someone shows you a better way, it's physics. Physics dictates what happens to a tennis ball. We went through this with you. The dimensions of the court and physical laws dictate stroke production. Once again, the dimensions of the court and physical laws dictate stroke production. No coach's opinion or any unique theory. This tape is about awareness. Then it comes down to you, is it acceptance? And then there has to be commitment. And when you have to make a change, you have to break a comfort zone. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Because what will happen is you'll get worse before you get better. And ego kills. People are so controlled by winning. In winning, we always say winning is confusing. 64 12-year-olds play a tournament. Who wins? One 12-year-old. You want to develop all the shots from all the positions on the court. Typically, for example, if someone has a flaw in the backhand volley, they're going to play where they will hit a forehand for a winner. They go for the $100 shot from the 10-cent position. Because they don't value volleying position. They don't trust their volley. A lot of positives with what you do on the overhead, but the racket opens up slightly. That's because you see your target straight ahead and through the net. Serves and overhead, you need to swing away from your target. 3 motions in tennis for basic shots. Throwing, lifting, pushing. Throwing is for the serve and the overhead. The pushing motion is for volleys, conventional approach volleys. Sometimes the return of serve in an approach out, it's like a volley with an added follow through. Ground strokes you lift, it's an upward swing to create a downward spin. So there's basic shots win a match. There's emergency shots, specialty shots. And for fun, there's trick shots. We filmed from 3 different angles to give you a different perspective. This is the end of February 2014. We document development. You could look at our online courses, Tennis Intelligence Applied. Just go to tennissmith.com and you'll see examples of pre and post players that have won at the junior college and pro level. For example, your brain is ahead of your hand, so you sneak a peek. When the eyes go, the head goes. The head is inch for inch the heaviest part of your body. When the head goes, body goes. Look where your left arm ends up. In your program, you'll do that each time. The brain is very powerful, very sophisticated. Now, the strength of the individual will come out. There will always be individuality. But like in all sports, basics. Be brilliant with basic. You will need to be fundamentally sound. To be mentally tough, you need strokes that hold up under pressure. Okay, let's go to the slow motion part. Okay, now the ready position. We'll go through the grips in more detail in the classroom. Shoulder turn will set the swing. Now the racket face is open on a high ball. Okay, now volleys are the momentum source of power. The ready position is your forehand volley. You're big enough, strong enough to be using a composite grip, which is almost a continental, but not a continental. Now, at regular speed, you saw your strokes at 24 frames per second. We could slow it down where it's almost 10 times slower than the human eye can record. Great unit turn. Now you need to raise your right elbow. Anatomically, when the elbow's up, the racket face will be flat, then you can go fast and forward. Okay, you shift your head, your own head. Your left arm goes behind you. The racket face turns up. But it was very good how the step and swing went together. Keep the racket head at a 45-degree angle when you make your initial turn. Forward, always forward. Just raise your right elbow. It's been proven in research when the ball is below the level of the net and you're hitting a deep volley, the racket face is open less than 10 degrees. Okay, so the left arm would go behind you or to the side in this manner if you had to really stretch and counterbalance for a wide ball, but not in this case. Too much hand motion afterwards. You're looking for a long hitting zone. The hitting zone is about 18 inches in length or a time span of 75 milliseconds. Raise the elbow, it's palm guidance. So goes your palm, so goes your forehand volley. And by improving your volley, you'll improve your return serve, conventional approach shot, and so forth. You want to center the racket, you want to be looking right over the top of the racket, push your hands further in front. When you do make a split step, it's very good how your right foot veers off to the right. Now look at the racket face. So raise the right elbow. So if a coach were to tell you to close in, it's going to be very difficult to close in until you make the adjustment. What adjustment you've made is you change the angle of the racket path. You need to change the angle of the racket face. But it starts from getting up in the morning, standing in front of a mirror, repeating the movement. And you do off-court drills where someone's tossing you a tennis ball. Very good as far as your balance, very good on the body, weight's gone forward. But look at the racket face. It turns up too much.